Hello everybody, welcome back to Fanatic Breakdown and Higgins Highlight Haven Week 17. I'm your host Chris Higgins with all the latest NFL, NBA, and MLB news. Today, like I said, it'll be Higgins Highlight Haven for Week 17, so let's go ahead and jump into it with my top 10 plays of the NFL week. Now at number 10, I have Lamar Jackson to Mark Andrews. Jackson takes the snap, he gets rushed pretty well, jukes him, slides back to his right, and just makes it look so easy with the little flip to Mark Andrews, who had tons of separation. Honestly, if he was a little bit faster, that probably would have been a house call. He couldn't quite get there, but either way, the fact that he made that look so effortless, he just got away from the sack and just kind of lobbed it to Andrews. This is the crap he does on a regular basis, and it's insane. Now at number 9, I have Ricky Pearsall's one-handed catch. Brock Purdy throws it to him, and it's a little bit too far out in front, tips it with one hand, and then ends up bringing it in right on the sideline. A really nice catch. Probably a ball that should have been located a little bit better, but it was a really nice snag, and Pearsall had a field day out there. There were a few plays I could have picked for him. Now at number 8, I have T. Higgins toe tap in overtime. Joe Burrow drops back and just launches to Higgins, who had a crazy game, right on the sideline, reels it in, and he got his squad in scoring position to ultimately win that game and keep their playoff hopes alive. Just crazy ball location by Joe Burrow, and an even better catch on the sideline. Now at number 7, I have Drake May to pop Douglas, and while this New England team definitely had a very, very bad week, this was definitely an exception. Drake May knew he had a free play, so he just launches it with the defender right in his face, just kind of prays that it lands in someone's hands, and it does. Pop Douglas comes up with it and falls into the end zone. One of very few plays that went New England's favor, but it was a really good one. Now at number 6, I have a CJ Gardner-Johnson pick 6, and yes, you could argue this is too high, but I've said it in all of my other videos, I'm a sucker for a good defensive play. Cooper Rush takes the snap, thinks he has an open guy, throws it into double coverage without knowing he's throwing into double coverage, and CJ Gardner-Johnson just jumps the route, and nothing but green grass in front of him, straight to the end zone. A fantastic defensive play, just to read that route properly and jump it. Now my number 5 pick is going to be controversial, and I know it. I almost didn't put it on here because they had already pulled their starters, but it's Mitchell Trubisky's screen pass to Tyrell Shavers, who turned a simple screen pass into a house call. He absolutely turned on the Jets immediately, and he just cut through the Jets defense like it was butter, and like I said, I almost didn't put it on here just because the game was already over, but it doesn't make it any less awesome of a play. Now at number 4, I have a Saints trick play, and this is not the first time a Saints trick play has made this list, which is crazy because I've only been doing this for a few weeks, and they're not a very good team, so good on them. At least they're giving us some highlights. But Spencer Rattler pitches to the running back, who throws it right back to Rattler, who launches into the end zone, and Foster Moreau is just wide open because he completely caught the secondary lacking. They all thought that was a run. Clearly a great time to dial up a trick play, and it worked to perfection. Now at number 3, I have Ducky Irving's punt block, and obviously that is a joke, but it was just a fantastic play. And honestly, I had no clue what happened in the moment because the cameras were so focused on the Duck just chilling in the field. But either way, it was a fantastic play. The Bucs just dominated this game, even on special teams. They got their hands on that one and took it into the end zone, which is just the cherry on top to one of the most hilarious plays of the season. Now at number 2, I have Bo Nix to Marvin Mims Jr. at the end of regulation to send it to overtime. Nix takes the snap on 4th and 1, rolls to his right with a man in pursuit, just chucks it to Mims in double coverage, and he somehow comes down with it. I thought the game was over before they snapped the ball, and somehow, some way, he comes down with that. Just honestly crazy, and I think in basically any other week it would be my number 1 pick, but either way, wow. Now at number 1, I'm sure most of you could have guessed, I have Detroit Lions trickery, which is not a rarity these days. They do this all the time. But Jared Goff, just a simple pass to Amon-Ra St. Brown. You think, oh yeah, get a few yards, right? No. He pitches it to Jameson Williams, who finds a lane on the right sideline with no one there that's going to catch Jameson Williams. He is way too fast for that, and it's a house call. They turned nothing into something there, and this is just something that they've done basically every week, and it's absolutely insane. Now that is all I've got for you guys for my top 10 plays of the week. Unfortunately, I'm only going to have the opportunity to do one more of these. There's only 1 week left of the NFL regular season, unless you guys want this to carry over into the postseason as well, which I'm willing to do. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my Bible verse of the week, which is Jeremiah 17:14. Heal me, Lord, and I will be healed. Save me, and I will be saved, for you are the one I praise. I think that's just a really good reminder that we can't do any of that ourselves, no matter how much we try to convince ourselves that we can. Me personally, I try to go my own way and do my own thing, and unfortunately that always blows up in my face because that's just not God's will. I need to remind myself that I should pray for His will to be done in my life, whether that's what I want or not, because ultimately everything I do should be for His glory. I shouldn't be praising myself because I can't get myself anywhere. With that said, I'm your host Chris Higgins. This has been Higgins Highlight Haven on Fanatic Breakdown. I love you, Jesus loves you, and I will see you guys next week for Week 18.